Whistleblowing has become a common practice in large-scale corporate institutions that have so recently dominated our perplexed economic systems. The majority of these cases involve employees who believe that moral values have been compromised based on what their organizations have asked them to do.
The definition of whistleblowing in its most basic context is the elicitation of corporate corruption and involvement in unethical activity by established business ventures to media outlets or government authorities, initiated from sources within the respective corporate systems.
The morally inclined instigation of whistleblowing often renders a multitude of negative repercussions for those individuals who come forth with supposed allegations against the corporation. These individuals often face attempts of reprisal from their prior organizations. Such attempts at reprisal include discrimination from co-workers and organizations, being shunned by peers, losing clearance in their jobs, or even facing potential demotion or job termination.
Some historical examples of whistleblowing, as seen in recent dissemination of the modern mainstream media, include Thomas Drake from the National Security Administration in 2006, W. Mark Felt from within the Nixon administration in 1972, and as we're all aware of that we've seen in classroom videos, is Sharon Wathans from within Enron in 2001.
Civil litigation has been established in order to protect said advocates of whistleblowing. The 1863 False Claims Act, revised in 1986, encourages whistleblowers by promising them a percentage of the money recovered by damages won by the government and protects them from wrongful dismissal. However, more often than not, the risk of going public with information usually outweighs the gains.
Lastly, the cultural and societal perceptions of whistleblowing throughout our dynamic economic environment has traditionally been popularly misconceived. We, as adolescents, are taught that tattletales are looked down upon in our society, which in turn perpetuates this misconceived ideology into adulthood. Ultimately, this notion may decrease the potential for ethical reportage of corporate wrongdoing in modern and future America.
The media is starting to dig deeper into these car effects.
Yeah, you knew 4 months ago that all this would have happened, all these cases would have come up. And you never would have expected all this to this magnitude.
I know, now all these customers are worried about their safety and want refunds or compensation. It makes you think whether or not we should have went public with this.
Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go back to work.
Yeah, work.
Making money off these kids.
So, I heard you shot pretty well in the back nine the other day.
Yeah, 36.
36? I'm surprised you made it to the back nine as drunk as you like to get on a golf course.
Oh, you know me.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, sure, what is it?
Do you two know the guys that just left out here, just walked out here?
Yeah, they're our partners on the executive board. Why?
I was in here when they were talking, and they were talking about some faulty designs that you guys knew about that apparently kind of kept under wraps in the company. I just want to know if either you guys knew anything about that. It kind of concerned me that y'all were able to.
And where did you hear about this?
I mean, I just overheard them talking. That's all I heard. I mean, you can't blame me for hearing it.
First of all, who are you?
I'm a janitor.
You're a janitor in the business?
I'm a janitor here.
Okay.
And you're eavesdropping on our associates?
No, they were just talking around me. That was like I can't do anything about that.
Well, your presence isn't supposed to be known. You should be like a shadow. You shouldn't be anywhere near the important clients or the important executives of this.
I was just doing my job. And I just feel like I need someone to help me out here. This isn't right.
Listen, we're important people in an important company, and we make the important decisions. And whatever we decide is for the best and for the better good of our company. We can promise you that. So whatever you've heard previously with our two executive partners, just forget about it.
What's best for your companies, what's best for your customers, they're out there dying, they don't even know it. They don't even know that you know that it's happening.
Well, what's best for our company is also best for you if you're on the payroll. Understand?
I don't want to be on the payroll of a company that's getting paid with blood money. I don't want people dying out there for a company that I work for. I don't like that. And if you guys aren't going to do something about it, maybe I should.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should be looking for a new job right now.
Maybe I should go right out there right now and talk to the media.
Who's going to believe a janitor?
Man, I heard what I heard, and it's been happening, and they know it's been happening. They've got proof out there that
You
it's
think
been
you know
happening.
what you heard, but you don't know.
Where's your proof that you heard?
I know what I heard, and I know what's happening out there. It's been all over the news.
So what you're telling me is you against the multinational corporation.
Look, I know how it sounds, but I know that if you guys don't do the right thing, I will. And I will go out there and I will make sure that the right thing is done. All those people, all the cars will be recalled. It's coming out of all y'all's pockets and you're losing your jobs. I'm telling you that right now. Okay? As soon as I go to the media, you guys are done. You and your two buddies also.
And what makes you want to be such a stand-up good guy?
It's not right. I'm not getting my pockets lined by people out there dying like you are. It's not right. I'm not blinded by money. People out there dying for nothing just so you guys can have another vacation home. Who do you think you are?
We know who we are. We run this place. And you're just scrubbing the floors, washing the tables, listening to things that you're not supposed to be listening to.
No. Used to be scrubbing the floors.
Exactly.
Good sir, you're fired.
I don't need this. You're about to be in my shoes. I'm about to be here. I'm going to go save some people and y'all are just going to line your pockets.
Throughout this video, you have seen from the executive board's position from their members that as long as it is cheaper to pay out the cases that might be brought forward from any faulty charges or anything that they might have been aware of, they will do that instead of recalling. It is in their best interest to make higher profit margins, show profit margins to their stakeholders, investors, and anyone else who is financially involved with the company. At this point, they have no corporate ethics. As long as they're making money, they don't care if they're putting others' lives in danger. Whereas, if you think about it, it could be their kids that could be in danger in the Toyota brake pad. So, what do you guys have to say? You guys?
And from an ethics, moral standpoint, obviously they don't care about people getting hurt. It's not about that. It's just about the end game of making money, and it doesn't really matter who's getting hurt.
It's almost as if they've lost touch with reality. It's all about money, right?
They're so far up the hierarchy that it doesn't even matter to them, you know, what's going on below them. As long as their pockets are filled, they're getting money, they have a beach house and a boat. It doesn't really matter about the little guy.
And they use their control to make sure that people stay quiet. Like when me and Chris were going against the janitor and he had such a passion for being morally ethic, and we just wanted to make sure that the company was at the forefront and nothing else mattered as long as we were being satisfied and the rest of the higher-ups were being satisfied.
Corporations also a lot of times put a moral dilemma or impose a moral dilemma on potential whistleblowers. Like Colin was just saying previously in the video, when a potential whistleblower and the janitor came and said that he was going to the media to relay what he had heard, we instantly started questioning his legitimacy in the corporation. Who was he? What were his credentials? And then we tried to belittle him to make him feel like his point of view didn't matter, and that society usually picks a large multinational corporation over a smaller employee, and I think that's the case in many of the corporate fraud scandals.
And at the end, we just up and fired him. We made sure to get rid of the problem, even though it might not actually get rid of the problem because he might have gone to the media, but we just used our power to execute him from our business.
In past examples, you can see like in Enron, whenever they can hold on to him as long as they can, keep him quiet, they will. But in our case, if you have to get rid of him, they will make sure that he does not get hired. They will keep him from going anywhere else. That way he is financially unable to provide for himself. If he has a family or anything, making it to where he has to stay quiet, he has to come crawling back. And that's just an even worse way to keep them in line with us. But
the most basic theme is large corporations are going to engage in whatever means necessary to increase the profit and keep people quiet.
Traditionally, corporate greed has put the consumer at risk to provide higher profit margins. If corporations do not ethically elicit various concerns within their organization via effective communication strategies, they may be putting invested consumers in harm's way. In situations involving unethical decision-making by corporations, whistleblowing may become an effective communication strategy.